Hello, my dear children. Good morning. Today we are going to continue our seventh lesson, which is agriculture in our times. So we have discussed about the conditions of the labor of Venkatapuram. And today we are going to learn about the small farmers in Venkatapuram. Also, I have explained you who are the small farmers and who are known as the big farmers. Small farmers mean the farmers those who own little land, 1 acre, half acre, 2 acres, not more than 3-4 acres. They are known as the small farmers. So look, on seeing us talking to the workers, Ravi, their employer, came over to talk to us. When these authors are talking to the workers, then their employer, Ravi, came to talk with them. Ravi employs only 1 or 2 men workers. So these Ravi employing 1 or 2 men workers and several women workers. Just he is employing 1 or 2 men workers and remaining all are the women workers for harvesting the groundnut, because women workers works more and takes less payment. Men workers are generally engaged to uprooting the groundnut plants, gathering the bundles and carrying the bundles to a place, the heaps. When women are engaged in plucking groundnut pods from the plant, I employ laborers only for harvesting. That Ravi sharing his experiences, that he said that he employs the labor for only harvesting, remaining all the works done with his family. Ravi's daughter was also plucking groundnut. Ravi's daughter also engaged in the work. So Ravi did not send her to the college in the nearby town after completing of her 10th class. She is also working with the Ravi, and especially in the fields of Ravi, because Ravi doesn't have the economical source. He is not economically strong, so he is not sending his daughter to the college. Ravi has 4 acres of the land. Okay, Ravi has the 4 acres of the land with a borewell, with 1 borewell. In the earlier, he used to get water from the village tank. Here also he is using the water of their village tank. Nowadays, water does not reach his field. Nowadays, the water is not reaching his fields. About 5 years back, he borrowed the 75,000. About the 5 years back, he borrowed the 75,000 to dug the borewell. Dug a borewell. For the first 2-3 years, the borewell drained the water, means that is given the water. He have the water source from that borewell. But after that 2-3 years, after the 3 years, water from the borewell is not sufficient. Now the water which is from the borewell is not sufficient to cultivate even 1 crop. Earlier, he used to cultivate 2 crops with the help of his borewell. Nowadays, even that water is not sufficient to cultivate 1 crop. So he borrowed the amount from a money lender. And that is about 3% of rate of interest. 3%. Rate of interest is 3%. And there is an agreement between Ravi and that money lender. The Ravi's producers have to sell to only that money lender. Why don't you take loans from banks? They asked. Ravi, why don't you take the loans from the bank? Then He replied, banks are reluctant to lend to us because they demands for the papers, documents, and it takes a long time, so that we don't have the proper documents of our lands, and we don't know the process of the bank, so that they are going to consulting the brokers, money lenders. Farmers like Ravi need to borrow money to buy inputs. Why they are borrowing the amount? Because they wants to buy the inputs. What inputs? Seeds. They wants to buy the seeds and fertilizers. Next is fertilizers. Next, pesticides. Fertilizers. Pesticides. Fertilizers and the pesticides. If the quality of seeds is not good, if the fertilizers and the pesticides are not good, it will be reflects on his crop production. Or if any pests attack their crop, their yield will be low. Finally, their yield will be low. Then they will be unable to pay back their loans, since they borrow mostly from money lenders. So again, this will be the amount, and again they borrows the amount. So it will be continuing the borrow, because they are not the big farmers and they don't have the savings with them. That's why always they are depending on the money lenders for their to buy their inputs, essentials, and the price of their yield will be fixed prices. Their harvest does not get good returns, and for the family to survive, whatever the income they are going to get, that is not sufficient, that is not suitable, that is not sufficient to survive their family. So again, they have to borrow the money to run their family. The loan becomes large, and finally it looks unable to repay. It is very big, and finally it is unable to repay. Then what happens? The money lenders or the brokers force them to hand over their lands to them. Like we have been observing, and we have an experience about of this. So due to this, if the state governments and the central government takes care about of especially small farmers, and they focus on the development of the small farmers, then they will develop. So the government give the orders, pass the orders to the banks not to force the small farmers for many conditions. So borrow the amounts to the small farmers with less conditions, and also try to supply the seeds, fertilizers and the pesticides, qualitative seeds, fertilizers and the pesticides on the subsidy amount to the farmers, small farmers, that too small farmers, and the create awareness among the small farmers about of their crop insurance. So these all are the methods to improve the conditions, to improve the small farmers. So next we will discuss about the contract farming in our next class. Thank you children, see you all.